My name is Tekel Sylvan. I am from San Fernando, Trinidad and Tobago, and I am a stilts walker. Well, Moko Jumbie, some people call it stilts walkers. I've been walking stilts since I am 7, 8, 9 years. I was playing marble pitch at the time, I believe, and I saw my elder cousin was practicing because I went by my grandmother for holidays, and my older cousin was like walking on stilts, one of the stilts, and he carried me by Junior Bisnat. Junior Bisnat is a school of art in the city of San Fernando. There I started to walk stilts. Over the years of performing and being in Port of Spain, performing around Queen's Park Savannah, events, the chairman of NCC was looking at me. I didn't know, and one of the chairman was like, personally, you want any Moko Jumbie to travel and represent the country, have to be you. And he had my eyes on you 3 years. And he like our design costumes and portrayal costumes, and so I really say when they think people are watching, they're watching you. And it was like that. Another one of the reasons why I get through NCC, because I have a lot of manners and well respected. So I was on good behavior. So yeah. I got a letter from NCC, went to the US Embassy, and I got my visa, and I was granted a 10 years visa to travel. It's a good feeling, getting the opportunity to fly out and represent your country in doing something that you love, and getting to travel with amongst the other traditional characters. It is a blessing, because we in this traditional, although they're trying to phase out the traditional part with panty and bra and feathers, but we just get the opportunity to fly out and travel and showcase Trinidad culture. It's a good feeling traveling with NCC and the traditional carnival characters. The furthest I have reached is I reached to Germany. Yeah, but I have traveled to the US a few times, from Miami Carnival, Brooklyn, Labor Day, Orlando Carnival. I was in the circus, in the Universal Circus, that's a black circus in the US that tour most of the black parts of the United States, and I worked there for 10 months. Yeah, so that's how far I reached it, still walking. I also perform in the Apollo, where I grew up in the ghetto, and thing. It kept me out of trouble, and actually not being able to finish school, the life growing up in the ghetto. My mom was a single parent of 6 children, and I was the eldest, and still walking. Actually, I would say saved my life, because I was able to stay out of trouble. I was able to stay out of trouble. I actually get opportunities to get passport and visa and travel. So, well, actually travel, which as far as Germany and the US, Grenada, to perform and things. So it have a lot of avenues, opportunity, and you keep you out of trouble. And I think right now we have a topic where they want to make it like a curriculum in schools. So it is in the planning, but that's why I would say it is good to keep the culture alive. I'll start by going how we go about selecting materials. When you're selecting, well, we did buy like 2x4 rough and cut it down the center, so it end up 2x2. But just selecting wood, they look for a wood with less nut. Some of the woods just have nuts in it, and you look for one with less nut. If you can get one with no nut, that'll be good. And you look for the straightness of the wood. You watch to make sure as straight as possible. That's how we go about selecting materials. In terms of knowing when to repair, according sometimes it still lasts 3-4 years according to how it's treated. But sometimes you could always hear the noise or feel the little difference. In terms of, that's how you could know if it needs to repair. Sometimes you hear a little noise or shaking, so when you check it, you could realize you get a little rock, you see where the hair needs to change. Still walking, come like riding a bike. After a while you get accustomed to it, and when you start riding a bike you're falling, but once you get accustomed, you're flying down the hill, you're speeding. So potholes and things is not really a problem. In terms of how they carnival time and stuff, people drinking alcohol and things, that's sometimes people unaware of still walkers. So they see us and they be amazed and they think they could just come and grab our foot. So we started, you know, as we up there, we have a wide eagle's eye, so you could always see when danger happening, so you know how to drift, how to dance the suits. You could learn to walk on a one feet off the ground in like 15 to 20 minutes. I could have you walking stilts. But it depends on how far you want to go, how much you love it, you would know. That will determine the level of how far you could reach into it. But I can make you walk stilts in less than half an hour time. You don't rush people up on become by stilts walking is something dangerous. And you don't rush people up on stilts. Like you start from 1 foot. If I put you on 1 feet, I will leave you on 1 feet for like a month, 2 months, according to how much days you walk, how comfortable you get. Sometimes people walk stilts and they can't even walk up across a pavement or something. So you just see the confidence, and that's how you know you could gradually go up. I walk in stilts since I was 7, 8 years, so I think it's over the years I performing, walking stilts and been performing all over the place. I just practice plenty, but I never not try to say I have any specific drills. I think it just be, you know, just say practice make perfect, practice make permanent. So you just get accustomed, and I just develop that style and that vibes.
I've seen you like on social media working with young people, right?
Yeah.
And they do try those skills. So how do you introduce them to that skill?
Plenty of times they see, you know, and they see me from my page, because a lot of kids looking at my page, children and youth coming up looking at my page, and they actually reaching out and messaging, but they practicing, they finding stilts, getting their parents to build stilts and stuff for them, and they doing these things. So half of the time I didn't even introduce them, they come in with it already, you know, from just by watching.
What is the longest time you've been on stilts?
On Labor Day, just have a walk from San Fernando to Faizabad. OWTU San Fernando to OWTU in Faizabad, and I did that walk a few years. Well, that's one of a hard. That was one of a hard time, long time on stilts. Carnival Tuesday, just be long and hectic. I can remember I had one Carnival Tuesday. I was on the road from Port of Spain. We were done on the road by time 7:30, 8, something. We were done outside, and we didn't reach until about minutes to 11 night. Minutes to there, because we parade hit all judging points and on stilts. That was from 7 in the morning until 10 in the night.
Wow.
On stilts, where we taking little sit on wall and stuff, just on shop, slack our foot, drink smoke, and suck cane. Look at there, so. Once you have an event, it will always have somewhere to rest, because if you don't have a wall, it have a tent, it will have something that if you sit on the speakers, you will find somewhere to sit, because you will need to sit. And according to the event and the promoters we deal with, you know, they negotiate and we organize, so they make sure and provide things for us to sit on. It takes like about 10 to 15 minutes for us to get ready, but without putting on costume, just chopping up onto this. According to the size of the costume, it takes like, I'm just saying a basic costume, pants and top, jersey, to get ready on stage, within 20-25 minutes, you could be ready. If it's a costume, an oversized costume, according to the design of the costume, sometimes the costume have plenty fabric. It'd be a lot to get in, sometimes fishy into fight. So it take a little more time. I would say half an hour to 45 minutes. Sometimes kings and queens, well, I just design costume for kings and queens, and that tends to take a little more time getting ready, because it's a lot. Of course, it'll be a lot. So I would say I just get ready, because I just have to paint face, makeup and stuff, and my costumes will be a lot of pieces. So I just take like an hour. So I get ready before, 2 hours before sometimes, and just take pictures and stuff, lying backstage and just.
Yeah. So do you do your own makeup?
Yes, I do.
Where did you learn?
YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. I always had a thing where when my mom sent me to school, paper, my books with brown paper and thing, I would peel off the sticker and where you write a name and address and thing, and I would draw skeleton, hand and head and bone, and ever since I was like fascinated with skeleton. I think I have a dark side of me, but since start working stills and end up into designing and stuff, I realized that I have a gift. I always like to work. I like to create things and design things. So I know I have a blessed hands. I have competed in Kings and Queens about 5 times. I think about 5 times I was competing with someone before. I was working with some people before, and then like for me branching off and doing my own thing is like it's 3 years now. This year is my 3rd year designing my own costume and entire Kings and Queens. In 2019 I designed a costume with an alien with a spaceship, and I came 10th place overall, performed the night at the Marshall, and I came 10th overall. So last year I designed a costume which was based on a hurricane, San Felipe Segundo, and I came 14th in that overall. So this year the mask is based on Mexico culture. It has the Aztec part of the Day of the Dead festival. The name of the mask is Mictlantecuhtli. It's a kind of weird pronunciation, but it's a skeleton figured with all feathers. As I said, I like skeleton things, so I designed it in red, white, and black because it's the national colors, and a little bit of gold and glitter to it. So that's the mask for this year. I do not sketch anything. I don't do anything. I would like watch figures. I go through Mexican culture and watch the patterns and things, and just like take shapes and things. But I would go and pick and choose my material, stand up for hours and study, and I would buy 1 yard of material, and go home and put it together, and then go back and say yeah. And so it's just my own mom and us just watch me like, where you get this from? I just shock myself a lot as well. So I really don't know. I can't say how I just put it together, but it just imagination. And I will go put something there and walk quite across there, watch it from far, walk back. So it's always playing with it, fishing it. This is my pants. So I designed it. It is a pants, but I designed it with a frame. I cut all the center of it because I didn't want it to look like a pants. I wanted it to look like a pants, but not a pants. So I cut all the 2 centers because I know I was going to design the stilts to see, so you can see through the skeleton. And I go in and paint my whole, you see I painted my bodysuit now as a skeleton, so it would look like a skeleton figure. I just taken a skeleton and dressing it with all these pieces. These are pieces for my, like, here and here. I also have here an apron that goes around my waist. So you see, as I said, I like skeletons, and when I saw the Day of the Dead festival, I was fascinated about that culture, and somehow, what or whatever, I would have to be a part of the festival. So this piece is my chest piece and my backpack. This part here goes on my back. I use I designed this all with foil paper and gaza paper. I get coral for this because I take my mom foil and make kitchen foil.
Hold on, let me get on it. I am so very proud of my son. Designed this costume, everything home in the house, everything he do for him own self, everything that I wear in here, my son. God bless his hand and continue to come blessing his hands for everything. Everything that he is wearing and I'm wearing, the costume that all blessed, everything. Tekel Kidale Sylvan. Thank you for bringing me here, son. Thank you so very much. So what motivated you to do that 100 steps challenge?
What motivated me to do it is that, well, if you look over there, my neighbor's steps, I practice in the road here, and I always practice on the incline. I always practice on a hill. So I was like, from walking up these steps, and I was performing in the road that day, and was like real hype, and I ended up running up the hill and run up the step, halfway walk up, run up the step. And I was like, all right, wait now, steps I walk up. And I was watching the video after. I went to a wedding afterwards and we had no choice but where we strap up, we had no choice was to walk up some steps. I also did a video of that. And I posted and I realized, there when I posted, I realized, wait, this trending. So I always had the idea of going up the 100 steps, but never make the attempt to do it. And afterwards, when I realized I posted these little steps videos and it's going viral, that pushed me to go and do it. It took me 2 minutes, and yeah, actually 2 minutes. If you watch the footage from the footage, and that's why I posted singular. If you watch the footage, it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It takes less than that. It takes me to get up and get back, and coming back don't take me more because I post. I think it's 3 minutes and 12 seconds. It take me to less than that because that's how long the video is. But I was talking first and then I go on. So I would say it take like 2 minutes, 2 minutes and something to come down, and a minute and nearly 2 minutes to get up. So it was longer coming down because it was more dangerous. From going up, my hands were sweating. Like even talking about that now, my hands sweating because it was a challenge. The most difficult part about it was that my father was there recording me. And when we reached on top here, he said, you sure you're going back down here, boy? And now, yeah, that gave me the extra push just to say I had to go back down. But the breeze also, because how that these 100 steps located, it like an alley, and the breeze was heavy. So when I come off that 100 steps after that day, again, nothing more relaxed that day because my adrenaline was 100% up.
Will you do it again?
Yeah, I have to. And I want to know we have more steps so I can attempt.
Tekel Sylvan, let's go!
It was the competition was the UJuice Slim Festival. It was a juice. They held a competition for limbo and dance, Moko Jumbie skills and tricks competition, and they was looking to crown the best Moko Jumbie in Trinidad Tobago. And actually, when I heard about the competition, my foot was injured and I couldn't really walk on my foot and stuff. And I was like, how is this happening? Because having a Moko Jumbie competition to crown the best Moko Jumbie. And well, Junior Business again contacted me and reached out and was like, they're having a Moko Jumbie competition and I went down by him and we were talking about it, and we contacted the lady the same evening who reached out to us. I was really interested in being in that competition, but my foot was damaged and I think I had like a week or 2 weeks time to heal, and so happened everything I was healed and I entered. And well, preliminaries I came first, semi-finals I came second, I tied third, I tied for third with my little brother, and the final round I came first. They have the competition when they laid out the basics and they say they want to see the best dance and skills Moko Jumbie. That they was looking for the Moko King, and actually on Instagram my name was the Moko King like a year, 2 years before, and it's actually the first time somebody hold a competition like this for Moko Jumbies. And what gave me the edge is that when I hear they want to crown the Moko King, I was already the Moko King, and who they have to crown?
You have to live up to your name.
Yes, I had to live up to my name, so that will give me the urge to go at it. And here you can see King Moko Champion Award, first place, UJuice Moko Jumbie Championship 2024. It is an annual thing. They also wanted to show me all the competition because they say that's how the level of skills that they see. When they come to interview me, the level of skills that they see. Next year, this year, I will have to be a tutor. I told them no, I am not a tutor, I'm a Moko Jumbie, I'm an entertainer. And if I don't mind showing me all the competition, but it has to be after 3 years straight. So you can give the youth something to drive at. And once anybody enter and win 3 years straight, after I come out with the 3 trophies, then I will enter again. This one was from Kings and Queens competition, same competition that I am having tomorrow. I came second place in 2019. That time I was party designing, so what I was designing for with someone and portraying mass for someone. So I will tell you a history by telling you the Moko Jumbie poem, and I think it's something you should ask plenty Moko Jumbies to tell you if they know. Because everybody had their own theory about the history. Have a poem goes like Moko Jumbie, walking tall, tall, tall. Moko Jumbie, how come don't you ever fall? Moko Jumbie, dancing to the jump. Moko Jumbie, tell me where you from? I came from far, far away from West Africa. I danced over the oceans through the Caribbean. I danced through chains, 100 years of pain. Watch me dance for you once again. I learned that by Junior Bismuth.
Okay, does it ever get lonely from a song?
Actually, no, I don't, because everybody just be watching up on top. So, no.